this is Laura.
Victor.
Yeah, and today we are going to do the husband-waifu tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're slightly less excited than we were because we did previously film this, but I had the microphone muted, so yeah. That happened. But it's been a couple weeks, so hopefully it'll be slightly funny. It's whatever. Anyways, alright, where did we meet?
Where did we meet? We met on the interwebs.
On the interwebs, yep. But not on a dating site. We actually met on, how do you say it? How do you properly say it?
Gaia.
Gaia. I keep calling it Gia for some reason. It's G-A-I-A, but my brain is like, let's call it Gia. Anyways, we met through a friend of ours. Shout out to Valinda. Because we both roleplay heavily. Or we did back then. I don't think we roleplay as heavily as we used to. Like, we both still roleplay, but not nearly as heavily. At least on my front. I don't know how heavily you roleplayed back in the day.
It was, I don't know.
Maybe
yeah, it was a
about the
toss-up
same?
between that and gaming, so
Maybe about the same.
I'd still say a little less.
A little less. Yeah, but, we met through a joint roleplay, and it was kind of funny because at first we didn't talk to each other. Like, our characters were in the same roleplay, but it was a large group roleplay, so they didn't interact with each other, just because they really hadn't come across each other or whatever. But then his account got hacked.
Yep, my account, it was my first encounter with phishing stuff, and I tried to cheat the system, get some extra gold, and my password got phished, so
Yeah.
I wound up making another account on the fly, and I had to just watch as, I guess, subsequently my stuff was being messed with, and then...
Yeah. I didn't even know he made a second account. I messaged his main account because his main account was advertising through messages that you could, do this gold thing. And back then, normally, if your account got stolen and you messaged them, they wouldn't answer you back because they weren't actually on your account. They were just, like, using it as a bot account. So I thought I could be smart and, like, ask if this was, like, a real deal type thing. And if they didn't answer, then I would know. But they answered, and I was like, yeah, it's totally legit. And just put your information in there, and you get gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, this... I don't know what it was with this particular person, but this person was evidently really cocky about what they were doing, because I left angry messages to my old account once it first initially got stolen, and they basically told me to go fuck a cow, so I proceeded to report my account being hacked, so...
Yeah, and so I thought it was really him. And by the time he got his account back, like, my friend was like, oh, he got his account back, but I didn't really believe that he had been hacked in the first place. I don't know why, because I was a dumb teenager. It's whatever. And I messaged him all angry, like, almost got my account hacked. And he thought it was cute.
I mean, once I diffused the situation, that's all I could think of it, pretty much, because I didn't do anything, so.
He apparently thought my anger was adorable, so, whatever. And then, it just kind of went from there. Our characters started to interact more. We started doing more one-on-one role plays and whatnot, and then we started conversating outside of role plays and all that lovely stuff.
Yep.
Where was our first date? That was, the first time I went to go see him. And no, it wasn't like a year after meeting him. It's not like, yay, I'm gonna go meet this random person on the internet. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. It was like, what, 3-4 years after?
It was like 4 years.
It was 4 years after we had started talking and Skyping a lot, obviously. And there wasn't any, like, weird, suspicious behavior. He wasn't asking me for money or information or just general weird stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go meet this guy. And, of course, my mom was a little, like, she wasn't super suspicious because she liked Victor, but she wasn't, like, super happy about it either because she's super overprotective. So she was like, you have to call me
understandable.
Every day. Well, no, yeah, it's understandable. I'm going to meet this guy she doesn't know.
Exactly.
Like,
in another state.
In another state, yeah. But our first date, that was like, I want to say a couple days after I got there.
Mm-hmm.
It was a couple days after.
In the middle of the week.
In the middle of the, yeah, and we actually got dressed up really nice for it. Mm-hmm. It was cute because he's like, I need to take you on a real date. Like, I need to take you on a real date. I was like, oh, I thought that was sweet because, you know, we banged like the first day I was there, so I was like, that was on me though. Like, it didn't have to happen. That was me.
I wasn't expecting that to happen. So.
That was me. Anyways, we got all dressed up for it. I think we went to Chili's, didn't we? We went to Chili's.
Yeah, we kept it simple. Went to Chili's.
Yeah, like we're. I think we only go on fancy dates like on our anniversary. Then we'll go somewhere slightly expensive.
Yeah.
Slightly, because we're not like.
Unless it's just someplace we really want to
go and we never get to go to. Our anniversary is literally just the day we get to go eat food we normally don't eat, or food we don't eat often.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, so that was our first actual like date. So, okay, what was your first impression of me? So like after the whole hacking thing and we actually started talking, we'll say that. We'll say like when we actually
hacking incident.
Yeah. Like your first impressions of actually talking to me as a person.
You were cutesy. You were cutesy, energetic, and I'd say like a little bit different, but I guess it was just in a likable way because I usually tend to like people who deviate from the norm when it comes to people. So
yeah.
I would say that was the first impression. I was a little. I'm trying to remember at the time. I don't, cause I'm trying to remember how old I was at the time.
I think I was around 17, and you're about 3 years older than me.
Yeah.
So, probably around 20.
Yeah.
Probably around 20.
Yeah, I think for a second I was like I was like a little worried that I was actually dealing with a kid for a moment, but
yeah, I kind of give people that vibe, especially back then.
Yeah.
I gave people that vibe. So, because I was actually very sheltered as a child as well, so I kind of gave off that I didn't really know much about like sex and just adult themed topics.
Well, I mean, it was just that combined with like
just my overall energy.
Yeah, energy and like just huge at the time huge gravitation for cutesy stuff. It was just. You know,
I mean, I still love cutesy stuff, but.
Yeah, but
I'm sure you still get the same vibe when you give me a cute stuffed animal. I'm like, like I'm 5 again.
Essentially.
Because people give me alpacas, and I'm like, Pekka! I get all cutesy about it. Anyways, my first impression of Victor when we started talking was a nice pervert. Because, like I said, I was kind of sheltered, so I didn't really kind of know the difference between someone who's just being curious about an open topic. Because it's not like he just said stuff at me and was being perverted without, like, my knowledge or consent or anything. So he's a nice guy, and he asked me about fetishes, and I didn't really know what fetishes were, so I asked. Like, I kind of knew, which is funny at a 17-year-old not knowing what that is.
Once
but
again,
yeah.
that was just testament to your lifestyle, though.
Yeah, so I asked him, and he told me, so he kind of introduced me to most of that. He didn't take my virginity, mind you, but
mind you because of my first impression, like, a lot of times I had to, like, disclaimer a lot of these questions with not needing to have to answer these if they made you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, like, that's probably initially why he also was maybe afraid that I was actually underage, because, although I guess technically 17 is sort of underage. But I was closer to 18.
It rides the line, but like
really underage, like 16 or lower. So, because I was very sheltered, so I asked weird-ass questions, like, what are fetishes? So, you know.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, depending on who's viewing this, they're probably just going to view, like, me asking the questions being just as weird, but hey. Internet conversation.
It was kind of an open topic type thing, because we were talking about role plays, so it wasn't like a, oh, hey.
Yeah, it wasn't,
you know,
I guess it wasn't for the sake of, like,
no,
purely
it
being
was,
personal
yeah.
And everything else. I guess it was more to accessorize our RPs and the interactions of our characters and stuff like that at the time.
Mm-hmm. But, so my first impression was that he was slightly a pervert, but not in a bad way. Not like, oh my god, it's a pervert, ah! I just really thought he was into really sexual topics, and I was like, oh, okay. Because, like, at the time, I wasn't really kind of into that stuff. Like, I wasn't really into sex in general until I slept with this one. So, like, I'm sorry. Like, I did not like... I just did it because it was required of me, I guess.
I guess you could say it's an obligation.
An obligation. And then I slept with this one, and I was like, yay! Yay! I like this! This is such an open channel right now.
Yeah, clearly.
Anyways, okay. We can move on from that. But generally, just that he was a good guy, though. When did you meet my family? I met his family in, like, 2 different times because his parents are divorced. So, I met his dad the first time I came up, like, the day after? Or is it the 3rd day?
I think it was the 3rd day because I think we were out that entire day, because I think, if I remember correctly, the 3rd day was the day we had the date. We had the date that afternoon, and I think during the day was when
we met your dad.
When you met my dad.
Yeah, and then I had brought my fancy clothes with me, and we got changed at your apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went on the date. Yeah, and his dad, to me, like, I kind of had 2 different impressions of him. Like, when I met him, he seemed like an okay guy, trustable and whatever. And then when I moved here, totally different. That's a story for a different day. His dad is just... He doesn't like me because I'm disabled and because I'm not a normal woman. I don't fit the whole, what's the word? Materialistic.
I was going to say stereotype.
Stereotype. Because his dad is very firm that all women are the same and that you need to essentially sort of coddle them and give them gifts and just to keep them loving and affectionate towards you. You essentially need to spoil them, and then if you don't maintain, like, if you don't spoil them and give them lots of gifts and do all this other stuff, then you're gonna lose them, because all women are materialistic. And just that's about it. Like, we've had arguments where he literally got mad at me because I wasn't huge on Victor and I getting married, or Victor and I celebrating Valentine's Day, things like that. But anyways, he met my family.
Was it just been over a year ago? Right?
Yeah, just over a year ago.
Yeah.
We flew out to Utah, and I'll let you give your consensus on that.
Yeah, so,
Let's start with the good people.
I mean,
the Aunt Tammys.
Yeah, the ants were great.
It was Tammy and Cindy.
And especially Aunt Tammy. She was awesome, and she's a regular watcher of our series. So, hi.
Yeah, we love Aunt Cindy too. We just don't talk to her as often. I should probably talk to her more.
I think so.
I feel bad about that. I should talk to my Aunt Cindy more.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I have a general.
Yeah, I have a general aversion to some of my family members. Not my Aunt Cindy, but the more Mormon ones, because I have some Mormon family members that are like radicalists, at least one of them. But that's one of my uncles, so I'm just kind of like, I don't need to talk to you.
Yeah. But,
Go ahead.
But, yeah, meeting the family in general. The brothers, the siblings overall were great.
Except for Sam.
At least at the time.
Yeah,
Sam,
he was well behaved.
Sam was well behaved for the most part, and he was dealing with his own stuff. So
the second eldest of my family, he has some issues. We won't go into it, but he has some actual issues that he needs help with. But my mom freaks out about things like being institutionalized or having certain health issues. So she has not and probably will not get him proper help. And my dad is a very image over health type person. So he doesn't do anything about it either because it would make him look bad. So yeah, my brother has some problems essentially, but because they sat him down and they were like, hey, you can't act like X, Y, and Z while they're here, he was overall well behaved in comparison to how he usually is. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, and once again, a good portion of the week he had to deal with like his own stuff. So
yeah, he was. His girlfriend was moving, so we'll just sum it up to that.
Yeah,
going through stuff, but, But BJ though.
BJ and I got along swimmingly. Yeah, that was great.
We talk to BJ all the time. BJ is fucking great. I love BJ.
Little Amberly.
Amberly's so cute. She's my one and only little sister. There is 14 years between us. I just want that to soak in for you. Yeah. It's 14 years between me and my little sister.
Mormonism.
Yeah! Babies! At different age periods. Anyways, but yeah, Amberly is high functioning autistic. So she is really, she's also one of those autistic children who likes to talk to people. Most autistic kids are kind of like, I don't really want to meet new people. I don't really want to talk to them.
That's not to say
and that's fine. That's just how they are. But Amberly does not have a filter. She just likes to walk up to people and be like, hi, I'm Amberly. I love that about her. I love that.
I was gonna say that's not to say that she doesn't want time to herself, because
she doesn't like crowds.
Yeah, she doesn't like crowds. She doesn't like very loud social settings. So she usually tends to. She's
usually on her. She usually goes off and plays on her Kindle and stuff. Because even when like family's over, it was like my aunts and uncles and all that. She'll come over for a little while. She'll love on whoever she wants to love on, and then she'll go over to the corner and start playing on her tablet. And she's not lonely or anything. She prefers to not be part of the main group. And that's not a like, oh, I don't feel included type thing, because of course we include her. She just wants her own time to do her own thing. So yeah, she knows she can come over at any time and be with whoever she wants to be with. So yeah, she's adorable. I love Amberly.
But and of course the mother unit.
Mother unit, sweet.
Yeah.
My mother loves him.
Yeah.
My dad is a two-faced asshole.
Yeah, that situation's a bit more interesting, because basically, to preface it, I basically was like, I guess, the embodiment of everything that he did not want his daughter to be with.
Yeah, let's cover it. He's not Mormon. He's I'm gonna say it very blatantly. He's black.
Yep.
My dad is racist, so he's black. He doesn't control me. My dad does not like our relationship because my dad is very much, I am the man. I am in control. You will do what I say. I rule the household. And that's not a Mormon thing. I want to preface, I don't want you guys to think that. In the Mormon household, the father is supposed to take care of the family, and he's supposed to oversee the kind of faith part of the family, but he's not supposed to control them.
Yeah, it's an extreme perversion of what it is of what the Mormon religion sets in terms of the family. They are pretty firm when it comes to gender roles, but they don't essentially.
Yeah, they're firm on what your gender role is, and you cannot step into the other person's role or barriers. Like, the female is in charge of the house and the children, and you're not supposed to step in without her permission and make rules about the house and the children. You are supposed to stay the fuck out of that zone unless she comes to you and she needs your support. You're just supposed to back her up, essentially.
Yeah.
And then you're in charge of this spiritual aspect and of taking care of your family and providing for them. So, yeah, they're strong on their gender roles, but they're also, like, you can't invade each other's, roles and whatnot.
Can't invade each other's roles, but this is more of a all-encompassing deal.
Mm-hmm. Where my dad is just like, nope, I'm in charge of everything.
Yeah.
So, but my dad is also the kind of person who thrives on, he's a narcissist, and I don't say that in a horribly negative way, because that's an actual condition, but he is a legit narcissist, and so he thrives on attention, and he doesn't want people to view him in a negative way. So when Victor and I came over, he was very much wanting all of Victor's attention. He's a new person. He is someone that my dad views as, I guess, my owner, so to speak, even though that's not how it is. And my dad feels that he needs to be on a good rapport with Victor, and have Victor view him in this positive light. One, because he thrives off attention and he wants to be seen in that way. And two, because he's tried on multiple occasions to control me through Victor. So he does stuff like,
it's kind of subtle
around
as
you.
Well.
Yeah, he wants his attention and everything, and he is the type of person who will get jealous and upset if anyone else tries to have the attention of the person he's currently talking to, because he would get mad when I would just come up and hug him or something. He'd be like, you guys don't need to do that. Your mom and I aren't like that.
Yeah, or because one of the big things I wound up doing in the house was introducing all of the boys to Warframe, including him, which is a funny story in of itself, because it was Sam and BJ who showed interest initially at first, and they were working towards installing and playing the game, and it was pretty much blatantly said that that the father felt left out. So
yeah,
that was
he came to Victor and
game.
was like, I feel left out.
Yeah, because at first
he didn't want to play it.
Yeah, at first he said it didn't seem like a game that he wanted to play, but once the kids were into it, he said he felt left out. So
yeah, because he wanted your attention. Because you were the new person in the house, so yeah. He wanted you to see him in the most positive light that you can see him. And I know some of you might view that as maybe he changed his mind on Victor, and he thought Victor... No. There has been blatant things said that I have heard secondhand from my little brother, who, by the way, has no reason to lie to me, because we have a very open communication. So, secondhand about Victor, that is not favorable. It's not good, and very racist. So yeah, yay for two-facedness. But overall, the family, you didn't have
the grandparents on both sides.
Yeah, grandparents were good. Like my grandma likes you.
Yeah, I enjoyed my time with her, and I enjoyed the time with
my nana and grandpa on my dad's side.
Yeah, they were great to talk to as well.
Yeah.
They took us. They
took us to Temple Square.
They took us to Temple Square. We had a tour of that, which was
Fuck,
interesting. But
Mormons have good sense about architecture and plants and shit. Like, I give them that.
Yeah, they have hell of a garden.
Yeah, like they can make some buildings and plant some plants. Like, it is beautiful. I'll give them that much.
Yeah, but if you go back to our episode where we kind of laughed about temples being built in a very grandiose manner and how they shouldn't be, there was a reason why we pretty much laughed at that.
Yeah, because we were there, we saw them, and we were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Okay,
but yeah, but digressing, it was overall an interesting experience.
We love Aunt Tammy.
Yes, definitely. So,
anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was overall good, but it was also draining at the same time.
I wanted to leave after 3 days.
Yeah, and I was pretty well drained too because
we stayed. Our mistake was we stayed at my parents' house. That was the mistake.
Yeah, and aside from the fact that I introduced the family to Warframe, which led to a flood of questions, which to a degree was understandable. There was just the amount. There was the amount of attention I was just getting on a day-to-day basis as well. Yeah. So it led to it being a very draining day. But it didn't lead to arguments. It didn't really lead to.
Nothing really. Like, only one bad thing happened because my dad asked me to put some dishes away, like some heavy dishes, and I tripped over other dishes that were on the floor, and he gave him a death glare, and my dad was like, "No, I'll never ask you to do anything again. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I'm good." Because I fell out on the floor. I was not okay.
Yeah.
And so Victor was like, I will murder you. I'm watching you.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the fact
you were just irritated at that point.
Yeah, because it wasn't so much the fact that he asked. It was more so the fact that he asked in this way where it was like, oh, you're back in the house. You have to. You're back in the house now. You're not gonna get away with not doing things in the house.
Even though we had
my house,
which was funny because we had told them prior that I cannot do certain things. And that I was basically not going to do any chores. I was visiting because of my health. I'm not going to do anything intensive or lift anything or do anything like that. And they also just have so many dishes that they're like all over the floor. And I tripped over those. So that was another thing. So he was agitated at that point that my dad was pretty much demanding it and then like also not considering my condition at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was in a nutshell.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's see. Weird habits of each other.
Weird habits of each other.
Or weird. I guess it's just weird. It's worded weird. Like weird habits we have. Like what's a weird habit that I have?
A weird habit that you have?
What is that face for?
A habit that I would classify as weird?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, there's only like minor things. You're OCD about the mail.
Yeah, I have to go get the mail. Like, if I don't get the mail, I'm kind of like, ah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't think of anything, that's fine.
I mean, there's not much that like you take it upon yourself to do that I would consider.
Well, I mean,
highly
it's probably
weird.
like subconscious habits, but yeah, it's just about the same for you. Like, I guess the only thing that I would really consider weird is like, and it only happens occasionally. Sometimes when we go out, even just to friends' houses, he's like, we have to clean the whole house, even though we're going to somebody else's house.
Well, yeah. I mean, but part of that is because of our schedule more than anything, because the way that the spread of our schedule and the fact that I take you to and from work means that
we don't have that much time.
Yeah, per week, I only have so many opportunities to
clean.
really get into cleaning the house, and
yeah, and unfortunately, I can't always clean the house, so I try when I can, but unfortunately, he normally has to do it. So as much as I dislike that, so.
Yeah, so as a result, and most of the time when we're going to see people, that's usually cutting into the time that I could be cleaning something. So
and like I said, it only happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
And like last time, it was because we were gonna bug bomb in a couple of days. So.
Well, yeah, that was that. Yeah. So.
But yeah, that's about it. How long have we been together? Almost 4 years now. It'll be 4 years, February the 23rd of 2017.
Yep.
We've been married, it'll be 2 years on the same date, because we were like, fuck it, we don't need 2 anniversaries. Let's just literally get married on our anniversary.
Yeah. Just made life easier for us.
I mean, even if we got married on a different day, we probably would have been like, fuck it, and just picked one of the 2 anniversaries to celebrate.
Screw the dating anniversary, we'll just do the marriage anniversary
we'll just do the wedding anniversary or whatever. Like, we wouldn't have gone to all of the, like, yes, let's have 2 anniversaries type thing. But we decided just to wrap it all in one. Just get married fucking coldest goddamn day. It felt like the coldest goddamn day of the year.
It was pretty cold, yeah.